Welcome to RevXP Presents, our talk series where we connect with some of the biggest names in the gaming and esports industry. I'm Chris Mann, the SVP of RevXP, the gaming division of the global integrated sports marketing agency Revolution. And today, I'm super excited to have one of the true great people in this industry, Mr. Shay Butler, the VP of Sales and Marketing at OpTic Gaming, joining us. What's up, Shay?
Thanks for having me, Chris. Or as I know you better, Manimal. It's good to be with you. Thanks for letting me be part of this. I'm a big fan.
Well, thank you, sir. Well, if we're going to go with nicknames, I'm going to have to call you Shay Butters throughout this. So
go for it.
Well, for those of you that are joining us, if you're new, tuning in from our friends at Synopsis Media, welcome. This is obviously our talk series where we connect with people like Shay. We're going to cover a couple really straightforward topics on how brands can unlock opportunities within gaming. But before we get in, obviously Shay is at OpTic, and OpTic is one of the truly premier global esports organizations. They were founded in Call of Duty, and they've quickly risen to become a premier brand that extends far beyond esports, including sending me some really cool merch for this event. So thank you. And Shay has a lot similar background as myself. We came from traditional sports. You know, he's one of the people that have brought that passion for gaming over and really helped unlock a lot of opportunities for brands, through his through partnerships at OpTic. So with that, Shay, we have 3 questions. And the first one I think is a super easy layup, especially for someone like you. What games are you playing?
So I'm eagerly awaiting Overwatch 2 and Modern Warfare 2 to drop this fall. But I will admit my gaming time is less than it used to be. I have a 1-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 5-year-old. And so I've quickly become a mobile gamer. So I'm playing everything mobile these days. Whatever I can have in my hand while we're watching Disney princess movies, that's my gaming time these days. But you better believe I'll be there for Warzone 2 and Modern Warfare 2 and Overwatch 2. Yeah,
I'm excited for Warzone 2. I haven't been playing a lot of Call of Duty lately, but I saw there's an F1 map, which I'm really pumped about. Become a big fan of F1 recently. And yeah. I know your prowess in mobile gaming, given how you used to just beat me up in Hearthstone all the time before when we had time to grind the ranks and the ladder at Hearthstone. But that's awesome, man. I'm happy to see you're still getting some games. And there's a really cool mobile game out there. We had Chief Pat on from Tribe Gaming a few episodes ago, and he put me onto Catalyst Black. By a Super Evil Megacorp, and it's a really fun game. I've been playing probably way too much of it, so
I need to check that out. Yeah, I haven't played that one, but I'm going to check it out for sure.
Cool. So let's jump in. So of course, OpTic, this premier global gaming and esports company, we've worked with some of the biggest brands in the industry, such brands like Game Fuel. So if a brand is coming to OpTic and is coming to you to say, what should they know about entering gaming and unlocking the opportunity and activating in this space?
So I think it's a good question. I think it's really important that brands consider all of the aspects of gaming and esports when they want to activate. I don't think there's no one catch all when it comes to gaming and esports. I think it's important to have a layered approach. I think there's a place for media and, running Twitch ads. I think there's a place for league sponsorships. I think there's a place for team sponsorships and event sponsorship. And I definitely, we've seen growing demand for influencer marketing in the gaming space, whether that's through teams or that's through groups like UTA and Loaded and Evolved. So I think it's really important that brands think about all the disciplines that they can deploy when they activate in the space. And I think it's really, really important. I know we've been around the industry for a long time now, and the word authenticity gets thrown out too often. But I think that's because there's a lot of examples of when brands don't go into the space in an authentic way. And so I think it's also really important that if a brand is going to enter gaming and esports for the first time, that they really hire or look to experts that have seen the good, the bad, and the ugly from entering this space, and people like RevXP and Chris and your team, like you guys are exceptional in just guiding brands the right way. Because if you go in and you do it the right way and you actually care about the gaming audience, the fans and the gamers will recognize that, and you will have a really, really good opportunity to create consumers for life.
Yeah, I Thank you for selling for me out there. So, I think, it's no secret that we're very community focused, and the way we try to position our clients like Chipotle and others in gaming is how they can add value to the experience of the community, whatever the community is, right? We know that OpTic has a community, Call of Duty has a community, Scump has his own community. All of these different entities within gaming, they have all different communities, and understanding what those communities, what resonates with them and how you add value, I think is really crucial for brands when you're entering the space. And so everything that we do at RevXP for our clients is focused on how do we achieve our clients' goals and objectives, but add value to the community to achieve those goals and objectives. Because what you said is completely true. It's like this community, wants brands to come in, but they don't just want brands to come in and slap a logo or come in a way that's not authentic, right? They want them to come in and do things that actually make sense and are relevant and add value. So, I think that you guys have been able to do some incredible stuff with some of your partners, and I think that shows, what the top tier brands that you've worked with in the past. What are some, if you could share some case studies about brand partnerships that you feel have really worked in terms of working with OpTic? Any best in class out there that you guys are really proud of?
It's a good question. I think one of our proudest moments happened this year when we became the first esports org that Oakley sponsored. It's a really good example of how a blue chip brand has entered the space, and that actually came through originally a partnership with Scump. Scump is known for his glasses, and for those of you that don't know, Seth Abner, also known as Scump, is easily the biggest, most famous Call of Duty player in the world. He got an Oakley deal done, and through the engagements and the brand affinity that they were able to grow, Oakley decided to expand into a team deal with OpTic, and so we're the first esports org that's been able to partner with Oakley, and it's been an incredible ride, and it's really helped them think about even things like R&D for how they design glasses that can be comfortable when you're wearing a headset like the one you have on, or when you're wearing earbuds like what I'm wearing. So that's been a really great partnership so far.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, Oakley, an iconic brand. And I think anytime you could sit in your seat, and I've actually sat, I've sat in that seat, and you could say, we've done the first deal in this space with this iconic brand. Obviously, we did it a lot of Dignitas when we brought in Verizon and their first partnership in esports. And so, that just builds so much trust, right? Because I feel like there's so many teams out there, and it's such a saturated market. But if you're a team that's trusted by a brand like Oakley, then that speaks really volumes for how you can approach other brands.
Couldn't agree more.
All right, so as we continue this conversation, we always want to think about the future. This entire space around gaming is built on innovation. What's next? What's coming? How do we get ahead of the curve? And of course, that's really important to brand marketers. So at OpTic, you guys do this really well. As you look to the future, what are some exciting innovations you're looking forward to?
I've read a lot about this recently, and it's a buzzword that I'm seeing more and more often these days, and the buzzword is phygital. And I think, we spend at least an hour or two every week talking about all things Web3 and all things metaverse, but I really like the buzzword phygital. You alluded to it earlier, but my career started with the Dallas Stars. So I spent 8 years working in hockey and rose through the ranks from ticket sales up to director of corporate partnerships. And I firmly believe that there's really nothing like a physical experience to engage a community. And because esports was created in the digital world, I think we have a really, really unique opportunity to blend the two together and create these phygital opportunities where we might have something that's going on in real life, but for those that can't be at Esports Stadium Arlington, which is the premier esports venue in North America that we own and operate, if you can't be there for one of our events, I think we have the opportunity to create some really cool digital experiences for fans that might live in other parts of the country or other parts of the world. And I think that it's going to be native to our communities because, again, their number one hobby is gaming, and they grew up in the digital world. And so it's going to be less of a leap for them to want to explore those environments, and also they'll be quicker to appreciate those environments and experiences as well.
Yeah, I agree. I think, and I never heard that word before. So is it phygital?
Phygital, yeah.
Phygital, physical and digital combined. Yeah. I love it. We new words every day in the dictionary. So I love that. We were talking to Ryan Johnson from Community, and we were bringing up like the Web3 space and the importance of, if you're going to do something in Web3, specifically an NFT, having utility around it. And I think Starbucks recently rolled out a loyalty program, membership program that had a lot of obviously it's a Web3 based program, but a lot of IRL physical components. Utility is the key word, I think, in anything Web3. And I think when you can combine the physical and digital space to bring those experiences together, that's where Web3 becomes really interesting. And that ownership of that, whatever that token or that object, that NFT, and creating these experiences, whether it be in the metaverse or in real life, I think that's super smart. And we were hearing a lot of that. We're working on some projects right now for some other clients that are actually very similar to that. And so I agree. I think if you think about innovation and bridging the gaps of almost like that IRL and that in digital world, that's where everything is going.
Absolutely.
All right, Shay, so as we wrap up, where can people find you? And where can they find OpTic?
OpTic is at opticgaming.com. You can find me on LinkedIn, Shay Butler, or on Twitter at Shay T Butler. I spend most of my time on those two platforms for sure.
Cool. Well, Shay, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate you joining us today, sharing your incredible insights and experience with everyone watching. For those of you watching, thank you again for tuning in. Welcome to our new viewers from Synopsys. And for those looking to learn more about gaming, the Esports Business Summit is coming up. Registration is open for the next 30 days. The event is 11/1 through November 3rd at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. Who doesn't want to go to Vegas, especially from a cold weather market in the middle of November? It's a great event where you can really immerse yourself in the gaming ecosystem. So, please check that out. You'll find the link in our YouTube description. Until our next episode, thank you guys so much. Play some games, have some fun, and we'll see you soon. Bye, everybody.